Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the first video of 2026 and we are going to deep dive into the upcoming launch in the River Valley region, River Modern. The floor plans and guide prices are out already, and if you are sitting on the fence on this one, stay to the end of this video and I'll give you all the information you need. But in this video, we are not going to talk about whether you should buy or should not buy River Modern. Instead, we are going to talk about market sentiments, market outlook, and some data, and from there you'll be able to make a much more informed decision yourself. And if you find this kind of review useful, do like this video because it really helps this channel a whole lot. Thank you. Just to put things into context first, River Modern will have its preview on the 20th of February. That is the 4th day of Chinese New Year. The preview will run about 10 days, so this is really right smack in the Chinese New Year season. Buyer attention and decision making can be very different because of this. So expectation needs to be calibrated properly as well. I always like to start with why people may not consider River Modern. Then I'll give you the project details, the site map, the floor plans, and the guide prices. And we'll look at market comparisons in different regions, pricing around River Modern for a good comparison, as well as future pricing of new developments. Last but not least, I'll give you my final thoughts about River Modern, and from there, you can make your decision whether to go for it or to wait. Before we go into the project itself, let's start with the 3 reasons why I think buyer may not consider River Modern. The first reason is the track record of CCR. Historical data shows that CCR region may not pull the best profit, especially in the last 10 years. Take for example OUE Twin Peaks. This development for the last 10 years saw only 7 profitable transactions, and in the same period of time, 81 unprofitable transactions. Of course, this kind of data will deter buyer and make them extremely cautious whenever they want to enter into a CCR development. And reason number 2 is something that you may have heard of. Last year, there were already 3 successful launches around the River Valley region. And a lot of people are saying that the market is very saturated with supply. Projects like River Green, which is just next door, and Zion Grand, Promenade Peak, all these projects have already taken up a lot of demand in the market last year. So it's natural that also buyers will be cautious whether this project is an oversupply when they look into River Modern. That may deter them whether they should enter or not. And the third reason, of course, is the different regions that buyers are comfortable. While in the same period of time, the RCR region enjoys an 87%, and in the same time, the OCR actually saw a 114% appreciation. So with that, a lot of people have ruled out CCR because of the slow appreciation that they see. And most people also know that CCR predominantly are taken up by the foreigners, so demand over there may not be as strong to push up the pricing. And that is why the past 10 years only saw about 27% appreciation. And because of ABSD levying the foreigners 60% on top of the purchase price and the normal buyer stamp duty, OCR projects like Treasures at Tampines, Park Clementes, or even Riverfront Residences have seen great appreciation, and that is why it has formed a very big fan base for buyers who actually want to buy into private condos and looking into OCR for a safe entry. Generally, the perception is that OCR with a lower entry price will give you better appreciation. When you stack that against the CCR pricing, buyers may feel that it is riskier to enter into CCR projects. And with all the factors combined, buyers may just wait and see and stay out of the market entirely. However, if you watched until here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and share this video with your friends. If you guys have been talking about River Modern, I think this will benefit you as a buyer today to have a more balanced opinion. If you are still keen to find out more about River Modern, stay tuned because I'll be running through the floor plans, the guide prices, and showing you the price matrix and give you all the information you need for this project. Let's talk about the development now. This is a 455 units development spread across 2 36-story towers. The land size is 126,000 square feet and is located at River Valley Green, the same road that is cutting across River Valley Primary School, leading towards River Green and Irwell Hill if you are familiar with the area. The block number is 5 and 7 for those who thinks it matters. And this land land actually offers 186 meters frontage to the Singapore River, and that's why there's 70% of the unit can catch a glimpse of the iconic Singapore River. The development has full facilities including a tennis court, a big function room, huge gym, 50 meters pool, and the Guaco Modern Series signature, the Grand Lawn, which is an open lawn for families to have activities on. This development also has 6 retail, 3 of them will be F&B and 3 will be retail. There will not be any bars or nightlife at these 6 shops, and these shops are not for sale, managed by the MCST, and the rental will come in to subsidize the management. You have a very nice arrival lounge that you can connect. That is one of the MRT exit that is nearest to the platform. It is also one of the nearest exit to the Great World City Mall, which takes you about 3 minutes walk that you can link into the Great World City Mall. River Valley Primary School is right opposite on the other side and is also 100% sheltered. So for children attending that school, they do not have to worry about the weather. TOP is to be expected in 2030, quarter 2, and the car park provision is 80%. It's quite unheard of for developments that is in the CCR and so conveniently linked into the transport system. And what is worth to note is the unit mix. This development features 2 bedroom to 4 bedroom. They have omitted the 1 bedroom, so the frequent moving in and out for tenants would be greatly minimized, making this a much more pleasant place for families to live in. This will also cut away the speculators, where you will see more volatility in the prices, and that will hold the value better. If you look at the unit mix, the 3 and 4 bedroom actually made up more than 60% of the whole development, which means that this is a development that is designed for family, and the whole development generally will age nicer. So moving into the floor plans, I will flash the floor plans out and let you have a look. There are 4 types of 2-bedroom floor plans, which is the B1, B2, B3 and B4. For B1 there are 2 stacks, which is the 2-bed 1 bath. All the 2 bedrooms have the 3 meters wide living area, which in some development that is a living area width for the 3 bedroom. So even for a 2-bed 1 bath, you are getting that kind of living room width. I think is quite spectacular. For 9 square meters bedroom, you can fit queen size bed with side tables. So there's 2 bed 2 baths, there is 646 square feet. This also features the same 3 meters width, but the bedrooms 10 and 11 square meters. For the kitchen in the 646 square feet, they have 2 countertops in the kitchen that is facing opposite each other. And moving on to the B3 layout. B3 layout will be a river facing 2 bedroom. This layout will give you a L-shaped countertop and also the 10 square meters master bedroom, 9 square meters common room, and of course that 3 meters width in the living. From the door to the balcony, you can see that it is 9.35 meters, which is super long, and that is why in the dining area you can accommodate 4 to 6 seater dining table set. Plenty of countertop space. Fridge is opposite the countertop, is very good for families. In fact, you can have a family of 4 living in such a layout. Next, the last and the show flat layout would be the 689 square feet. Have a huge kitchen that is 12 square meters, just 1 square meter bigger than the last one that we talked about. It has a length from the main door to the balcony screen is 9.45 meters. So it is also a layout that can house a family of 4. I think you have ample space for everyone, and for something like this, later you can check out the price matrix and guess what kind of pricing you will be paying for such a river facing 2 bedroom. Let's look at the 3 bedroom layout now. I think that is something for everyone. Starting at 797 square feet is the smallest 3 bedroom, and here only in this layout you will find a 8 square meters bedroom. The rest of the development will have at least a 9 square meters space. So I think this layout would be perfect for those who are eyeing for the 2-bed 2 bath. And if you do not want to go too high a level for the premium, you can swing over to the 3 bedroom and get an extra bedroom for a lower floor at around the same price. I think that would be a good deal as well. A step up from the 797 will be the 829 square feet. The special thing about the 829 square feet is that window at the dining area. Not just that it brings in more light. Through this window, you'll also get a nice view as well. You get your C-shaped countertop just like the 2-bed 689 square feet, and all the bedroom sizes 9 square meters, 11 square meters. I think again it is very well designed for family. Next step up will be the 893 square feet. Although this is not the largest 3-bedroom, it also enjoys a direct river view. No matter what kind of sizes you're looking at, I think this development have it all. For people who are looking at the smaller layouts, they still give the layout a very good direct river view. 893 square feet, it comes with a flex room. This is a very similar layout that Guaco have designed and is by far one of the most popular layout because of that flex room. You can make it into a study room, a baby room, or even a utility room or a maid's room. So this is a very flexible layout for families that don't want to buy too big in size, but bear in mind that the living area is not compromised as well. Guaco's layout is definitely one of the eye-opener for many, and this layout is usually something that a lot of people are familiar with if they have been looking at Guaco's developments. And the next step up would be an interesting one, the 904 square feet. How you can tell right in one look that is a 904 square feet is that the kitchen and the living area are actually sharing the balcony. So this will have a sunset view, and it will also overlook the swimming pool, and beyond the swimming pool will be the Singapore River. So this by far will have one of the nicest view. If you are someone who is sucker for view, I think this layout is quite interesting and it offers that kind of view for you. And if you are worried about the western exposure, 2 out of the 3 bedrooms will not be affected by the west sun. If that is okay with you, definitely I think you can check this out. 904 square feet definitely won't burst a budget. And then it comes to 1098 square feet and 1109 square feet. These two I will just say it together because largely they will be the same. The only difference is actually at the foyer area, where you get a larger foyer in the 1109 and the smaller foyer at the 1098. So if you look at the show flat layout, it's 1098. If you like it, 1109 will be even better. This layout has a 5.5 meters wall to wall in the living and dining area, and it features a C-shaped wall as the flex room. For this flex room, you have an option to ask the developer not to build it, so you have a very nice open kitchen that flows seamlessly into the living and dining. For the young families that loves to host their friends, especially if you have those nice kitchen appliances and you want to build an island to serve your guests all around the island, I think this layout will be fantastic. It looks amazing. The entire balcony frontage will be facing towards the river. So these two layouts will be situated on the outer end of each block. That means one block will only have one of these stacks, and they are situated on the outer side of the block. And lastly will be the 4-bedroom layout. It starts at 1464 square feet, and for the 1464 square feet we have a 6.5 meters width wall-to-wall living and dining, and this will be squared towards the Singapore River as well. You have a magnificent view of the Singapore River. It's served by a private lift, and in the kitchen area you have a dedicated yard area for your helper. The WC is there, the washer dryer with countertop is also there. So this layout with 4 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms are 9 square meters, 12 square meters for the master bedroom, and the junior master is 13 square meters due to the short walkway where you have your wardrobe there. So the rest of the space is actually for you to place your furniture. Definitely tables and queen size bed is no problem. You also realize that the junior master is facing the side, which means that it has maximum privacy as well, where you will see the starting from price for this particular layout. 6.5 meters wall-to-wall living dining, I think is very impressive. Last but not least, this will be the show flat layout, and the developer is calling it the penthouse stack. Why is it a penthouse stack? It's because every single unit from the 2nd floor all the way up to the 36th floor is considered a penthouse. Let me run you through very quickly what I mean by that. First of all, the living area is 6.3 meters wall-to-wall. Notice that I did not say living dining because this 6.3 meters is dedicated 100% to the living area. So you have a humongous living living area, you actually have a 4.9 meters wide dining area. This area allows you to put in easily a 10 to 12 seater round table. So this is the kind of space you're working with, akin to the landed kind of living dining space. And on one side, when you come out of the private lift foyer, is the junior master. So junior master has 10 square meters, attached bathroom. The space is amazing as well. And if you walk to the other side, there will be another 3 bedrooms, where one of them will have the access to the bathroom from the bedroom as well. All are facing the river again. And before we talk about the master, let's talk about the kitchen. The kitchen is also huge. You do not have shed function over here because on one side you have the home shelter for your storage needs. On the other side, you have the utility room where you can place your helper there with their own WC. Washer dryer side by side will be placed there as well. So basically the yard area can be enclosed and you still have a huge kitchen space. And right outside there is one more powder room. So if you are counting the bathroom, this layout really have a lot of bathroom. Coming into the master room, right before you go in, you will see that there's a full glass feature that brings light into the walkway. I think that is also a very nice touch. You don't really see that in other developments as well. Master bedroom is 17 square meters, walk-in wardrobe 5 square meters. So in total, there is a 2 square meters space provided in your master bedroom. The bathroom is also big, 8 square meters compared to the normal 5 square meters. You'll have your bathtub, a dedicated standing shower, and of course your countertop and sink. So that wraps up the floor plan, and this is the side map. Again, you can see that the 4-bedder is facing towards the river. Outer unit, so in tower 7 there is 2 units of 2 bedrooms in the middle that is facing the river, and in tower 5 there is 1 unit in the middle. There is the 893 square feet 3 bedroom facing the river. Most importantly, this development does not face any main road. Basically, it has 3 sides of its land surrounded by parks and river, and 1 side that is flanking the minor road. If that is what you are looking for, let's go on into the guide prices. So the guide prices are out. We have the starting from price for the 2-bedder, 3-bedder and 4-bedder. You're looking at the screen now. The 2-bedder starts from 1.548 and the 4-bedder will start from 4.588. And now you're also seeing the price matrix. A disclaimer is this is not official from the developer. The guide price starting from is from the developer, but this price matrix is just to help you put things into perspective when the PSF rises, how much each layout will be. You can pause here to have a look, but I think even if you look the middle where the $3,500 PSF is, for a 2-bed 2-bath that is facing directly towards the river, you are looking at around 2.4 million, which this pricing later on I will give you more data to see whether this kind of pricing is something that the market is able to accept. So at $3,500 per square foot, you are also looking at a huge 3-bedroom at just around 3.8 million, or the river facing 893 square feet at about 3.125 million. The 4-bedroom at $3,500, you will be looking at about 5.124 million, which I will show you that similar properties in the region has already far exceeded that kind of price point. If you look around the 500 meters radius, of course what we mentioned in the beginning of the video, there were already 3 launches that did very well and the acceptance from the market is very strong. So let's look at what are the kind of pricing that people are paying for in those developments. For River Green, it is designed to have small unit sizes. In fact, the 4-bedroom is smaller than the 3-bedroom sizes here, which is at 980 square feet. So for 4-bedroom over there, they have transacted more than 3.5 million. And of course, the 2 bedrooms being small, they can do at 1.455 million. And that has been the accepted pricing over there. And of course, they did very well in terms of the take-up rate. And if you look at across the road at Zion Grand, we have 4 bedrooms that were transacted at 5.535 million. That is an accepted price point where people are buying into. And for the 2 bedrooms, they are looking in at 1.477 million. And also Promenade Peak, which is nearer to Great World City compared to Zion Grand, is at 5.57 million for their 4-bedroom units and 1.78 for their 2-bedroom units. So if you put everything into perspective, having people accepted pricing for 4-bedroom at 5.57 million, if you're paying $1 million lesser and still get that kind of space for 4-bedroom, river fronting, 3 sides of the development is surrounded by greenery and the river, and of course there's no main road facing, very livable layouts. I think this would be one of the developments that people will also flock into if they're buying a home for their family. And for River Modern, having a land cost $200 more than its peers, I think to start their 2-bedroom at 1.548 million is really quite a sincere pricing, considering that cheaper land are actually going at 1.477 or $1.455 million for their 2-bed 1-bath. But enough of looking backwards, let's look at what is coming our way if we decide to sit out for this River Modern. And for that, we'll use the land cost. For River Modern is $1,420 per square foot per plot ratio. This is a land that we have talked a lot about, river fronting, park connected, and also integrated with 6 shops linked into the MRT and more. This is located at CCR location. The next up would be something in Bayshore where the land cost is $1,388, which is slightly lower than the River Modern land cost. This is located at the OCR region. And then another CCR plot is $1,410. This is at Dunnan Road, $10 below our land cost, but in terms of connectivity linked to more, I think it has still a gap between River Modern and this Dunnan plot. This will be a plot on the Holland Plain area where it is not near to MRT station. The land cost is $1,432, slightly above what River Modern has paid for. And then 1338 at Dorset in the RCR region, and of course Newton has a new bidded land plot at $1,820 that is $400 above what River Modern has paid for. Last but not least, Bedok Rise in the Bedok region also has another land plot that is $1,388 per square foot per plot ratio. So this is what the future supply is looking like. And if you see an opportunity for you or your friend to be entering into the CCR region that is filled with a lot of amenities for daily living, I think River Modern may be something that is worth checking out. During the launch, I'll be at the show flat daily, but if you already have an appointment, do come by and say hi and let's have a friendly chat. If you found this video to be helpful, do consider to subscribe to our channel. We'll do more project review like this as well as different property content weekly. With that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.